Hi everyone, I wanted to make this video now because I have a bunch of video ideas, well, not a lot, just a couple. But anyways, the main topic that I wanted to discuss is, well, I talked to a friend, and let's just say, he watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and likes it. And I told him that since he watched it and liked it, I was like, does he know about Five Nights at Freddy's? And he actually does, because I first thought, I think I remember telling him about this, and he said he didn't know about it. I'm pretty sure if I remember, but he actually does, ever since he got into the third game, which actually surprises me. So, of course, in previous videos I talked about the lore, especially certain theories involving the story, sometimes I kept talking about Mary Schmidt from Five Nights at Candy's, my OC, Quinnsezl, and just some other things. So, actually, one of the things that you can actually see, so there was a bit of a continuity error, somewhat. So, in the wiki fandoms involving the Five Nights at Candy's timeline, so Mary's first night while working as a night security guard at Candy's Burgers and Fries was on November 23rd, but and ended on November 30th. But in the actual game, you can see on the paychecks on the date, it actually, on the fifth night, it actually says November 20th. The sixth night, November 21st. And when Mary was fired, it was the next night, November 22nd. So her first night was on November 16th. And on November 15th, before November 16th, the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza closed down once again due to tragic circumstances. The Bite of 87 allowing Candy's Burgers and Fries to rise in popularity immediately. It doesn't actually say that. So Fnaf 2 ends when Fritz Smith is fired on the 7th, which is November 14th. So, and funnily enough, I actually checked on the calendar, and November 13th is Friday in 1987. And I also checked on the calendar of the year 1970, and funnily enough, it was Friday the 13th on November. So, in this timeline, in 1987, during Friday the 13th, it takes place 17 years later after William Afton murdered his parents. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that just to let you know. Just in case if you want to read the timeline, the story, fully. So, now about Mary Schmidt, I just have a feeling that Mary and her daughter Marilyn are underrated, because even though people know about the fan game Five Nights at Candy's being the most popular fan game ever of Five Nights at Freddy's, I I wasn't sure if anyone would know about the main characters, because I certainly do, especially during the time when I knew about Mary Schmidt. People thought that Mary Schmidt was Mike Schmidt's wife or sister. Literally, those were the only two options. Like nothing else, just his wife or his sister. And the creator of Five Nights at Candy's, Mr. E. Mago, said that Mary's last name was purely retconned to be just a coincidence because, especially in the current lore, Mike Schmidt is actually Michael Afton. So, definitely Mary Schmidt is Mike Schmidt's wife. I don't care if the last name is a coincidence, but canonically, Mary Schmidt was 6 years old during 1961, and she is 32 in 1987. Michael Afton was born in 1967, and he's 20 years old in 1987. So Mary Schmidt and Michael Afton have a 12-year age gap, which is, I have conflicted feelings about it, but I will say this. I did watch a video to make sure that if it's okay for people to have a 12-year age gap to love each other, and it totally is. And especially since I saw a comment about someone saying that they are in love with a person, they are married or in love with a person who's also 12 years older than them, and that they love each other. And that's fine. That's totally fine. And besides, when you're an adult, after you turn 18, everything's okay, right? Like, I don't know, I'm still conflicted about it, but I mean, even if they're not canonically a couple, I still ship it. And considering that Mary Schmidt has a daughter, Marilyn, I originally made an OC. Let me just in case you aren't aware about my character, Quinnsezl, I originally made her in 2014, after Five Nights at Freddy's 2 came out. So the original idea came from me thinking about, what if the marionette from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 had hair? Not black hair like the back of its head, but like another hair color. And I chose orange because I don't know why. Some sort of reddish hair color. So that gave me an idea to make a character based on the marionette. The marionette, but with hair. And people originally thought that the marionette was a girl, but the marionette is confirmed to be a boy. But the soul possessing the marionette is a girl. So, not to be confused with Fnaf 2 Save Him minigame or in Fnaf 6, but it was just a retcon. As for the whole male thing, I don't want to talk about it. And besides, we're obviously not going to question some of the things that happen in Fnaf, are we? Like, why was Michael in a spring lock suit, and what that spring lock suit actually was? Like, hello, it's just a random suit. Nothing to get your pants over with. But anyways, Quinnsezl has orange hair, blue eyes, and pale white skin. Quinnsezl Schmidt was originally going to be the legitimate daughter of Freddy Fazbear himself, but that would be impossible considering Quinnsezl would be human and not an animatronic. So she is instead Michael Afton / Mike Schmidt and Mary Schmidt's daughter. And she would be Marilyn's older sister. See, since Marilyn would be born in 1990, considering that she's a teenager, being 17 years old in 2007, she was born in 1990. She was born in 1999. 1990. Sorry. So, Quinnsezl would be born in 1989. And for her story about her relationship with another character, she would be a teenager, being only like 16 during the year 2005. And that would pretty much match up with her canonical year of birth in the Fnaf timeline, considering that she was born in 1989 and her sister was born in 1990. So that her story in the mid 2000s with the actual Fnaf timeline, if my character was a character, well, if she was canonically a character, it would make sense because, well, actually, never mind. Just look at it. It's just... So, this is the detailed description of my character, of what she would look like. And I said, this last part, I really want my OC to be canon to the Fnaf universe, please. I said that because now I just want my character to be canon. Even if she would be a fan-made OC as well, because she would also be, the obviously daughter of Mary Schmidt and sister of Marilyn Schmidt. And considering that I originally thought that Mary Schmidt and her daughter were underrated characters, making my character the daughter of Mary would be an interesting thing to have in the story. And you might be wondering, how the hell does she have orange hair when her family is brunette? And she has the genetics from her grandparents. Her grandfather, William Afton of all peoples, pale white skin and light blue eyes, and her grandmother's red hair, and her father's nose freckles. My version of the timeline, Mary Schmidt, doesn't have freckles. She, of course, canonically has brown hair and dark eyes, not green or blue eyes like any other interpretation of Mary. Now, I really want to talk to the creator of Five Nights at Candy's or anyone else who knows about Five Nights at Freddy's and the fan games, because I would really want their opinion of my character, and if they would approve for her to be a canon character. Just because I also maybe I'll save that for another video, but for now, the next video will be about the Richard Hayes and some other things. That's all I have for you for now. Bye.